It's Week 10 of the National Football League. And up next is one of the best nicknames in football, Sauce Gardner, who's stating his place among the league's best with 6 picks this season. It's the Barons and the Dolphins on Monday night.
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Tonight we polish off Week 10 with a good Monday night matchup between the Brooklyn Barons and the Miami Dolphins. Hi everyone, Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. The losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for Brooklyn, our visitors, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
Tua to throw right away. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Cam Akers. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 23 yards, the final tally. We're only 3 plays in here, but really, Charles, a solid start for this offense. And now we'll see if they can continue their mission to end this drive in 6.
And I wonder if their play caller right now is reflecting on that last big play that they've had on this drive. Do you come back with something similar, or do you have a counter to it to kind of show it and go to something else and create another big play?
They'll run on first down with Akers. The numbers for him from a week ago: 14 carries, 74 yards, and a touchdown.
They put a lot of effort into game playing and establishing this ground game last week, and the reward was a nice day rushing the ball. Helped them put a balanced offense out on the field. And that carry is an indicator that this ground game wants to be established again this week.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Here's Tua. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4 of 4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game, like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he'll get this into the hands of Swift once again. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Now Waddle on the jet sweep. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. This is caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you hit them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
It becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU, it's Zach Wilson.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
Now Wilson. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Moore. The numbers for Moore last week. 6 catches for an even 100 yards.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
That one, a first down pickup of 8. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Wilson now off the bootleg. He'll find Moore on the comeback route. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Their first possession of the game, and they're already going after double coverage.
That's a nice completion that can set the tone for things to come if they're able to keep finding ways to beat what the defense is throwing at them. They look like they're confident that they can get it done.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 45-yard line. Throwing is Wilson. This caught. Reception by Holmes. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. On 3rd and 1, Wilson. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And they're just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. So Miami coming out for their second drive. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we've wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far. How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was the strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. They'll go with Akers here up the middle. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by DJ Reed. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. Take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. A jet sweep to start the drive. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
They'll find a man over the middle, Tutu Atwell. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Now it's Wilson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. On the counter, here's Jones. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Wilson. And it's caught. Touchdown. Elijah Moore. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Barons are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was finished off by Elijah Moore on the touchdown reception. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This take it in at the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
A give up the middle to Akers. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And he fires one that's intercepted. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They'll have good field position at midfield following the turnover as they start with a first down here. A run now with Holmes. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down. From the 45 on second down, Wilson. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third. And Jones is not going to have the first down as they stop him short. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And that is no good. And in this first quarter of play, this will remain a tie ball game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Miami's offense set and ready to go. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
First carry for DeAndre Swift. He'll get this down to the 38. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. On the handoff, running left is Akers. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Patterson's kick is good, and the Dolphins have taken the lead. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all congrats on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
This will be fielded inside the 5. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Now, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week, and you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Wilson. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
Parker, I think this will want to ride very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They're trying to get back on track following the loss to Buffalo a week ago. But the good news, they've got the lead right now here in the football 1st and 10. After the turnover, it's Tua. He finds his man, complete. It's Harper. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. We hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD, and they almost gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they'll have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league, they take particular delight in their red zone calls because those are the payoff ones. But you can't call a play if your team doesn't have the ball. Got to secure it.
So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long. On the handoff, it's Akers. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. And this is going to be intercepted.
Pass interference. Defense.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal. Akers. He is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Tua going to throw. Steps away to his left. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. The coverage good, the pressure good, leads to the sack, and it's 3rd and goal now.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Boy, you'd hate to squander this great field position. Here's 3rd and goal. Looking to pass. Tua. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 11 11 yards, but still not enough. Fourth down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
Riley Patterson now on for the field goal. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. Patterson's kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So golden field position there is squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a first-and-goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another play.
Exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball faster.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Do you remember in preseason when we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. Dolphins offense returning to the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and run for this with Akers. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
So it's pretty simple, partner. You pick up a turnover, set you up in excellent field position. The last thing you want to do is go 3 and out in this spot.
Yeah, they would have had to settle for a field goal attempt, but now they keep those touchdown hopes alive. On first down, Tagovailoa. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Looking to throw again on second down. Tua. He finds his man, complete. That's Harper. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver trying to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
And he pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, second down. Second down, they'll go with Akers again. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. Now Tua. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great effort 6th on the year as his guys are able to extend their lead.
And, Charles, they continue to have trouble stopping him as he's into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, it's multiple series now that have ended with him in the end zone. A perfect plan on how to utilize it best when they get in close.
Extra point try now for Patterson.
And the lead is now 13. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
And this offense trotting back onto the field. Let's turn our attention here to Ronald Jones. He's just been looking for some space. Yeah, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Wilson's throw here going to be caught by Wilson.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Wilson.
He's got the connection to Moore. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. Dancing to his left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, he's going to fire one deep left sideline. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They'll run. This is Holmes.
And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. The drive stays alive. A 3rd down gain of 8.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson.
That's quickly to Atwell on the slant. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still 2nd down.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. Now they go screen. It's complete.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Holmes. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. They're 2 for 2 on third down conversions on this drive. This one tough. They need 9 yards on third down. Now it's Wilson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
The coverage we just saw break out on third down. Dime defense blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed. Unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Koo knocks this one through the post. And that cuts into the deficit. It's now 20-10. So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The offense trots back out, ready for this next drive. And there's the running back, Cam Akers. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
But they're certainly not neglecting their run duties as well as they ate up the blockers in front and allowed the secondary to get home.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. From the gun, it's Tua. Looking middle, and that's complete. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy. That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Fielded at about the 28. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 40. Now Wilson. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Wilson. That pass complete to Moore. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Miami set to take over. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. We'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again. Nice satisfying run on 1st down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Two and now on first down. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is what we trust him for. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number one. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night as we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, where it was the Patriots who were able to come away with the victory. Mac Jones leading the way there as the win gets his guys back to 500 on the year. From there, it's off to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they were winners as they defeat the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Jonathan Taylor, 92 yards rushing there. Finally, let's get out to Southern Nevada and see what's happening with the Raiders at home in Las Vegas. And they were losers in that one as they fall to the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Baker Mayfield, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. We'll move on now to check out the next-gen stats in that first half for our home team. And not much went right in those first 2 quarters. You can see the numbers on the ground there. Not a whole lot to write home about so far. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. And this offense set to go now to begin the 3rd quarter. And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
They go play action with Wilson. On the move to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. A loss of 3 on a sack made by multiple defenders.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Calling a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now. That's number 4, sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. And on now is the punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt, and it'll be Dolphin football. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Holding. Offense.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Downfield. Offense.
Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them.
Still 1st down.
Here's Tua. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They get a good chunk of that penalty yardage back. A gain of 15. 2nd down.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run because we envision them in offenses catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. From the 39, Tua. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. He's been big, 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And again, it's Tagovailoa. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. From midfield, here's Tua. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Tua sets up to pass it. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And that will hit and continue on out of bounds.
We're certainly not going to see a better punt than that. Definitely taking a chance because if that thing clips the pylon, it comes out to the 20, but instead it goes out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again, so it's not picking.
Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety.
Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
Taken in at the 22. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Tua.
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time.
And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. A great pick, nice return, but you know he's just beating himself up inside for not getting all the way in.
No doubt about it, because he had visions of end zone in his mind. Going to be the total hero. But we did see there the emphasis on it's not just good enough to pick it off anymore. Bring it back, get the yardage, and really help out your offense.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And really, you can't have a better situation than this. 1st and goal at the 1. They're going to run this with a tight end. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. On the carry, it's Holmes. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Here's Wilson. Buying time to his left. And it's caught. Touchdown. Elijah Moore with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Barons take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. This one fielded at the 5. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Miami's offense set and ready to go. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. On 1st down, they'll start out with Akers. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They fake the handoff. Now Tua rolling to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. He's going to let it go again. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Ahmad Gardner bringing the sauce on that breakup.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Running right, Jones. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. Here's Wilson to throw. Flush to his right. And that will be incomplete. So they bring out their punter as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. To end the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their 38. He starts with a give to Akers. He'll take it past the 40 to the 41, 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Tua going to throw. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Tagovailoa going to try and throw on 3rd down. And he'll get this into the hands of Swift once again. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that's going to bring up the 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
The Dolphins will send out the punter now. He's been terrific so far. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
I like how they worked the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. He'll get this one complete to Atwell. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards as they get to reset the sticks.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. They'll run with Holmes. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 46. Now it's Wilson. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Here's a give to Jones running left. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked up by Javon Holland.
The 30. 10. 5. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown.
That offense trying to erase that deficit, get a little bit closer here and climb back into this game in the 3rd quarter. Instead, they further their disadvantage, Charles, with a pick six.
And that defense came out willing to do anything necessary to defend that lead. I think they looked around the huddle and said, who's going to make the big play? Who's it going to be? And the person who just ended up in the end zone with the football, he was the one that answered the bell.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And the lead is up to 15 now. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone. But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw complete there to Moore.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. On 3rd down, Wilson. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. They bring their punter out there now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. That's taken on the 25. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Dolphins about set to go to work on offense.
This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because...
And it's a fumble, and this is picked up by the defense. They find some open field here.
Loose inside the 30.
And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
So potentially a turning point here in the 3rd quarter as that swings the door back open just a bit.
Yeah, they're still down 2 scores, but I do think we're at that point in the game where you're going to reach for the football whenever possible. You're going to hear the coaches scream from the sidelines, tackle him, 2nd guy in, tackle the ball.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. And finding the tight end Hooper. So no gain on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now a handoff. Running left is Jones. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8.
from the shotgun. Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And they're hanging around here as the lead's down to 12.
So kind of disappointing there. I mean, yes, they get the 3, but with starting field position like that, 3's not what you're banking on.
No, and you just have to wonder if you can afford to let chances like that continue to pass you by. You've got to find ways to get the ball into the end zone and put 6s on the scoreboard.
And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Miami set to take over.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Tua. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
They'll go with Akers here up the middle.
And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down.
52 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Going right back to Akers.
And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Holding offense.
That one on the guard, Cesar Ruiz.
From the gun, it's Tua. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Throwing again on 2nd down.
Tua.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores.
Now a first down carry by Jones.
That's some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone.
They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Now Wilson on first down. He finds his man, complete. That's Wilson.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson escaping the pressure right. And he slings one that's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up.
And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Koo knocks this one through the post, and that lead is back down to 9 now. Well, the 3 points certainly helps, but you feel like, Charles, at this stage of the game, when you force those turnovers, you need to start converting them into touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised myself because I thought in this situation, they were thinking end zone or bust. Now they got to rely on their defense, get the ball back again for another opportunity to get 6 points.
Dolphins offense returning to the field. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead. Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
2 now on first down. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off usually after about 3 to 4 steps and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
They'll run on first down with Akers. Down to the 41. Second down and 8. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And he'll just get rid of it. The line to gain is the 33 on third down. Looking to pass. Tua. He's going to air one out. And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's fourth down. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And that'll keep this a 9-point game. Now, Charles, all things considered, I guess that's not a critical miss at this stage, is it?
No, but still everything helps when you're trying to finish off a ball game. And you're right, not critical in terms of the scoreboard and the team, but the guy with the golden foot, he knows he's only as good as his last kick.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. Well, they didn't fall behind any further thanks to that missed field goal, but still staring at this fourth quarter deficit. On first and 10, it's Wilson. Flushed out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. But collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
To try again after the sack. Wilson, he sets up the screen to Jones. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. From the gun on third down, Wilson. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
And they'll send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. They've got a chance now to put this game away following that last defensive stop and punt. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. To throw on 2nd and 6. Tua throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Throwing now is Tagovailoa, and that's incomplete. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on to kick it away. Now a fair catch is called for and taken a few yards across midfield. So possession goes over here on the punt. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Holmes has got it complete. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Now a 2nd down and 6. Here's Wilson. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Now it's Wilson. Over the middle, complete. That's Holmes. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
On 1st down, Wilson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Another try after the 1st down sack. Wilson. He finds his man complete. That's Wilson. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Throwing is Wilson. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here at their own 23. Well, down 2 scores in the 4th quarter. It maybe wasn't quite desperation time, but it was getting close. And that interception there on the deep ball, that probably slams the door on their chances.
And maybe that was the thought process, that it wasn't quite desperation time. So now you take the shot before they're going to lay back any farther on defense. Go ahead and throw it downfield. Unfortunately, it didn't work.
The Dolphins ready to take over on offense. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. They'll start on the ground with Swift. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. On play action, here's Tua. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first. Well, clear running situation, trying to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they'd shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit him over the top.
A give up the middle to Akers. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Taken down at the 23-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Second down, they'll go with Akers again. And he'll be stopped at the 46. Gain of 3. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. They'll go again here with Akers. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They run out of the gun with Swift. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. On the handoff, running left is Akers. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. On the handoff, it's Akers. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
Down to an goes Tua, and that should just about do it. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins, and it's going to be their defense that gets the ink in the headlines tomorrow, and for good reason. They forced 5 turnovers in this game.
And while we were watching this game unfold, I kept thinking about when we did our training camp tour and something that you noticed along the way. Just about every camp we visited, when the defense got together, everyone was doing ball drills. Defensive linemen, linebackers, secondary, because they understood how vital it was to take the football away. And they wanted every opportunity. When the ball was knocked free, they want all those guys to be familiar with touching the ball so they could pick up the fumble or get the interception. And we saw it pay off in this one here.
Yeah, 5 times. They'll remember this one. So for the Dolphins, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for our visitors, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills.